Slippery, sliding week last week for the cars, and even if you didn't hit some other car, you might have slammed into the curb every now and then.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid sometimes, and you might have done more damage to your car than you originally thought. Our Monday morning mechanic David Rogers is joining us live with advice on why you should get your car looked at if you did hit the curb or anything else. Hi, David.
Well, hi, Natalie. Hey, Tom. You two are right. There can be so much more damage. You wouldn't even believe the amount of cost. Here's a great example. You know, first I'll show you this tire and this wheel. This tire had a little bit too low of tread. Should have been replaced before the winter. The tire actually hit the curb, and you can see the damage here, and you can see the damage here. Not only do they destroy a tire and a rim like this will run you about 400 bucks, but here's the real pretty thing. What we have here is the subframe of the vehicle. This runs under the front. You see the suspension components here that connect down to where your wheels are and your spring. This, where you see all this pink marking here, is all wrinkled up. Should be nice and flat. What happens is, you're driving down the road, you step on the brakes, you slide sideways, and the curb makes contact with the side of the wheel instead of the front. When that happens, it puts pressure on the metal and causes everything to fold up. Now, there's no fixing this. There isn't any repair here. So, what would have cost us, you know, $250, 400 bucks for a set of tires, now costs us $4,000. What we have to do is take out the entire subframe, the steering knuckle, all these suspension components, and replace them in the car. About $3,500 to $4,000. We could have easily solved that with a set of tires. And, you know, the number one piece of advice for driving in the ice, and that's slow down. What about you, Tom? How's your driving going this week?
You know, I'm what we call a not so gifted and talented driver.
Really?
So, but everything's fine. I struck nothing, which
Awesome.
it's a good way to start the winter. No, but what you say is true, because you look at, you know, you take those inexpensive fixes and they can prevent those big ones. When I see those big pieces of equipment next to you, I'm like, no, I don't want to pay for that.
No way.
Well, you know, and that's a big thing this time of year. Everybody is worried about Christmas presents. Everybody's worried about their bills and their budget this time of year. But one thing you don't want to skimp on are things that help you stop, whether it's your brakes, your tires, things of that nature. There's two things the car has to do. One, it has to start, and the other, it has to stop. I know it sounds silly, but
Trouble last year, you talk about gifts. I gave Natalie shocks and struts.
It didn't go over well.
And she was not happy with me.
Jeez.
So this year, I'm going to get her a rocker arm assembly.
That's why he's not married, David.
I've got a nice used subframe down here if you're interested, Tom.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm one of those emotional guys. David, thanks as always.
Thanks, David.
Cheers. Have a nice holiday.
At least giving me new ones. Got somebody's used
Stuff
shocks.
off of an old
Thanks.
car, from my old Capri.
Hey, we should mention, for more useful information, you can check out David's website, MondayMorningMechanic.com. You can also watch some of our past segments and car tips on your home computer.